Welcome back, Rice Bowl Leaguers. It's Skye, your fantasy draft girl, covering week 2 results. Let's begin. Game 1 headline, Heartbreak Express. Coach Mike's LS team had a comfortable lead heading into Sunday Night Football versus Pork Chop Express, leading 82-54. Quarterback Josh Allen had a solid outing, throwing 3 touchdowns and scoring 28 points. Running back Derrick Henry also chipped in 15 points. However, it was the Pork Chop Dolphins tandem of Raheem Moser and Tyreek Hill that helped Coach Eric pull off the upset. It was a good thing Coach Eric signed veteran running back Moser before the start of the season to replace Jonathan Taylor in the lineup. While Tyreek Hill was held relatively in check with only 12 points, Raheem broke away for a 43-yard touchdown run, stealing the last-minute victory from Coach Mike's team, finishing 100-82. The biggest head-scratcher of the game was, why did Coach Eric not replace his kicker Greg Zuerlein, who was held out of the lineup with a groin injury? Someone needs to check his injury reports better for next week. Coach Mike's team falls to 1-1 while Pork Chop Express keeps it rolling and is now 2-0. Game 2 headline, put me in, coach. The Brahma Bulls score season high with 149 points. But guess what? That was by the Bulls bench players. Unfortunately, those points again don't count, and the Bulls got blown out by 2 GMs 1 cup. 126-75. Wide receivers Devontae Adams and DJ Moore had solid outings of 16 and 17 points, respectively, in the loss for the Bulls. Top players for Coach Jason were QB Justin Herbert with 30 points and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb with 11 catches, scoring 30 points. On the downside, Coach Jason will need to replace stud running back Nick Chubb, who suffered a horrific leg injury on Monday Night Football. Hopefully, he got Jerome Ford off the waivers this week. Wide receiver Mike Evans angrily paid Coach Jeff a visit after the game, saying, "I'm ready to go, but sadly, that's the problem when you have too many options on your roster." I know that. I know how that feels. Who you sit can backfire at any point. There is no better example than this. The Bulls fans are also yelling, "We want Puka." The Bulls fall to 0-2 while 2 GMs 1 cup, even the record to 1-1. Game 3 headline, hurts so good. The Ligers pick up their first win of the season in a 24-point win over best chance yet, 108-84. Ligers QB Jalen Hurts had 2 tush-push touchdowns and 1 63-yard bomb to Devontae Smith to lead the Ligers with 30 points. Wide receiver Justin Jefferson continues his expected high scoring despite not scoring a touchdown with 29 points. Coach Allen will need to replace his Houston defense. However, who scored a -1 point? Why would you ever start a defense that way? Anyway, Coach Johnny had just an okay game from QB Joe Burrow with 18 points. Best chance yet needed a huge game from wide receiver Chris Olave to pull out this upset on Monday Night Football. Even with an insane catch down the sideline, the second-year stud only finished with 10 points. Best chance yet falls to 0-2 while the Ligers improve 1-1. The biggest question for Coach Johnny is, will Joe Burrow get out of his QB funk in week 3? I guess we're going to find out. Game 4 headline, winning gerbils. The shootout game of this week came between the spinning gerbils and Super Saiyans. The final score is 144-137, with both teams outscoring the rest of the league. QB Patrick Mahomes shows why he's a league MVP with 30 points for the gerbils. Wide receiver T. Higgins put up 25 points, while tight end TJ Hawkinson went off for 26 points for Coach Sal. The only single-digit scorer was Bengals kickers Evan McPherson with 6 points. Aside from running back Christian McCaffrey's 24 points, it was Coach Chow's wide receivers that led his team in scoring, with Devontae Smith putting up 29 and Nico Collins adding 30. Unfortunately, Coach Chow suffered another major injury to a running back, losing Saquon Barkley to a low ankle sprain. That will leave him considered a week-to-week standby. Unfortunately, Coach Chow suffered another major injury to a running back, losing Saquon Barkley to a low ankle sprain. That'll leave him considered week-to-week. Also in question for next week is Colts rookie QB Anthony Richardson, who left the game with a concussion. Of course, the gerbils are now 2-0, and the Super Saiyans suffer their first loss to fall to 1-1. Game 5 headline, trying to steal her away a win. That's a fun name. Another close matchup, the underdogs almost suffered a heart attack on Monday Night Football by barely managing to hold off the Sturgeons with a 123 to 115 victory. Coach George had a comfortable 50-point lead going into Monday night, but the Sturgeon Steelers defense put up 6 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, 2 defensive touchdowns, and 1 interception to score an insane 38 points to almost pull out a last-minute victory. You gotta be careful of those last-minute pullouts. The underdogs had top performances from quarterback Lamar Jackson, who bounced back with a solid 27 points, and wide receiver Keenan Allen, who led the team with 33 points. Rookie running back Bijan Robinson is starting to look like prime LaDainian Thomason with 22 points and 1 nasty ankle-breaking juke. Did you guys see that? If I were you guys, I'd put the house mortgage on him being the offensive rookie of the year. Coach Jimmy will have to find better answers at running back with Harrison Jacobs underperforming again. The good news is tight end Travis Kelce is finally back from an injury. We expect a few monster games from him in the coming weeks. I'm so excited. Also, interesting note is that Kelce is now confirmed to be dating Taylor Swift. Can you imagine that? He is going to be 2 times rich than he already is. But did Taylor Swift have a hand in helping Kelce rehab his deep bone bruise? Maybe, probably, honestly. Anyways, the hot underdogs are now 2-0 with last year's champion Sturgeons, plummeting to 0-2. This week's sleeper waiver picks are the following. Are you ready? Wide receiver Josh Reynolds on the Lions, who scored 20 points this week. Browns running back Jerome Ford, who should be replacing Nick Chubb after a potential career-ending injury. Also note that Kareem Hunt has been re-signed, so that may be a committee backfield. Giants running back Matt Brada as a handcuff for Barkley's ankle injuries, mainly due to the uncertainty of re-injury, of course. Houston wide receiver Tank Dell, who saw 10 targets and 17 points. And finally, Giants wide receiver Jalen Hyatt, who has 2 catches for 89 yards. He may not be a stat now candidate, but he is a great stash play. Well, boys, if you didn't score enough points this week, be sure to look out for my next episode for Fantasy Draft Girls real soon, where you are guaranteed to score. Until next week, this is Skye Fuller signing off. Bye for now. I'll see you guys later.